Chicago. It was just about a year ago, at the MLS SuperDraft in Philadelphia, when League Commissioner Don Garber was heckled with "Save the Crew" as he readied to announce the No. 1 overall pick. Garber was clearly rattled. Defiant chants, coming from supporters of the Philadelphia Union, primarily reverberated through the hall as Garber said, with the first pick of the first round of the 2008 MLS SuperDraft, the Los Angeles Football Craft Select, he got the year wrong. Heck, he got the decade wrong. He got the name of the league's newest, pretentiously named franchise, the Los Angeles Football Club, wrong. Craft, goodness. And he wasn't even 20 words into naming the first pick of the first round. Garber was rattled that day, January 19, 2018. At the time, his league was rattled by what was going on in Columbus. 3 months had passed since Crew owner Anthony Precourt had announced, with the league's firm backing, plans to move the team to Austin, Texas. Already, the Save the Crew movement was fraying the nerves of the commissioner. So much has changed in a year's time. Columbus's drive. Pete Edwards, his family and the Haslam family, owners of the Cleveland Browns, heard the Save the Crew call. They pitched in to form a new ownership group. A lawsuit in Franklin County put a drag on any thoughts of a quick getaway to Austin. Over the past 3 months, a whirlwind of news: new owner, investors for the Crew, plans for a new stadium just west of the Arena District, plans for a redevelopment of the MAPFRE Stadium site, a new soccer operations brain trust, public pronouncements that the Crew had been officially saved, led to a congregation of Columbus supporters to a couple of buses in the wee hours of Friday morning. The buses pulled out of the MAPFRE Stadium parking lot at 5 a.m. There was a keg in the back of one of them. I was on the other bus. Honest, these fans were headed to the McCormick Place, site of the 2019 MLS SuperDraft. If the wave of the Save the Crew movement began to crest a year ago in Philadelphia, it rolled to shore, so to speak, in a glorious froth in Chicago a year later. The Crew fans jammed a section of a large convention space. New team president, Tim Bezbatchenko, and the new coach, Caleb Porter, made sure to sidle over before the draft got underway. They said hello. So did the incomparable Guillermo Barros Schelotto, who led the Crew to the 2008 MLS Cup championship and who recently was named coach of the Los Angeles Galaxy. GBS was drawn by a familiar chant, one he heard from the Nordics so many times as a player, a rowling, lilting, Guillermo, Guillermo, Guillermo. Even Garber, who was the second-story man in the attempted theft of Columbus's soccer franchise, was well received by Crew fans when he stepped to the microphone in the middle of the dais. Without a hitch, Garber announced that the league's annual coaching award will forever be known as the Sigi Schmid Coach of the Year Award. This was met with rousing applause, especially from flag-waving Crew supporters. Schmid delivered the 2008 MLS Cup championship to Columbus, and without much help from the ownership at the time. That team won in spite of its management, which is where "massive" comes from. It is the fans' term for ultimate perseverance. That is what rolled through the hall Friday. Sitting next to Crew fans was a section of supporters from the league's latest pretentiously named franchise, FC Cincinnati. A year ago, the Crew was on its way to being banished to history. A year later, history was all around its fans, right next to them. In fact, as the "hell is real" clash with FCC now looms as one of the premier rivalries in the sport, FCC, by the way, took a timeout before making the first pick of the draft, which elicited some hearty boos from the Crew contingent. Come on, you had a year to prepare for this and you take a timeout. There were some Marvin Lewis jokes, and for the record, Cincinnati took UCLA midfielder Frank Amaya. The MLS SuperDraft is not exactly super. Although the college game retains value in the grand scheme of American soccer, it is just one of many talent pipelines to the pros. With the No. 18 overall pick, the Crew selected J.J. Williams, a big forward out of the University of Kentucky. Yes, Williams is aware of what has gone on in Columbus over the past year, and he can't wait to be a part of what is next. Porter said that, given that Giassi Zardes is in training camp with U.S. national team, Williams provides needed depth at striker. Porter was smiling and, reportedly, he doesn't smile much. Bozbachenko was smiling, as is his wont. Lured by deep-pocketed owners and the vision of a new stadium, they have the wherewithal to build a winner for a group of fans that has survived a fiery trial that is utterly unique in MLS history. These fans won in a tidal wave that bubbled over the floor of a convention hall in Chicago, and then retreated back to Columbus, and to a glorious normalcy, on two buses. MaragiaDispatch.com at Michael Arace 1.